Salam and hi everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Sidecast, where we'll be discussing about psychology, mental health, and self-growth. And in today's episode, kita akan membicarakan tentang satu topik yang sangat underrated, yang mana ia berkaitan dengan psikologi. Kalau kita tanya student psikologi sendiri pun mungkin tak tahu sangat kot tentang bidang ni. So, apa branch yang kita akan bicarakan dalam episod kali ini? Jom kita tanya speaker kita pada hari ini, iaitu Mohsin Zulbahri. Hi
Hi.
Mohsin.
Hi, Audi. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for inviting me here.
Yeah, alright, Alhamdulillah. So, um, how's Ramadan so far?
So far semua okay. Alhamdulillah. Puasa macam biasa,
Alhamdulillah.
cuma busy kerja kan.
Okay. So, Mohsin, hari ni kita nak discuss pasal apa?
So today we'll be discussing about design psychology and its relation to user experience design as well.
Okay. So, before we proceed with our content, boleh tak Mohsin ceritakan a little bit about yourself? Introduction, please.
Yep. Okay. So my name is Mohsin Zulbahri. I am a graduate in psychology as well, bachelor's degree in psychology from UIA. So now I'm working as UI UX designer, and yeah, maybe we'll talk more about that, how I made that jump from psychology to UI UX. So previously I was a management trainee dekat Proton. So dekat Proton tu I attach dengan the Proton design team, and kat situlah like one of the start of macam mana I boleh explore the design psychology itself lah. But yeah, currently I'm not yet a design psychologist. But I mean, as we know, to get that psychologist title, we have to get masters. So inshallah, that's in the plan for the future.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
So yeah.
Alright, so talking about your career right now, you are pursuing, sekarang ni you jadi UI UX designer, right?
Yeah.
Can we know dekat company mana?
Currently I'm a UI UX designer dekat Snappy Mob. Sedia Berhad is an agency for app and web development. So I work with developers lah, programmers.
Oh, I see. Alright, so let's jump into the content. Alright, talking about UI UX design. Macam mana you boleh jump into UI UX daripada as a graduate in psychology?
Okay, dia panjang ceritanya lah.
Panjang
I mean,
cerita.
sebab I've graduated in 2020 basically, early 2020. So for that 3 years since then, I dah tukar field macam-macam lah, sebab initially I wanted to go into IO psychology,
Okay.
to buat HR. So I dapat 2 offer. Satu to go into HR straight, satu lagi to go to management trainee. Tapi I macam nak, as a fresh graduate, I macam nak explore a little bit more about macam the workplace itself. So I tengok macam management trainee dah ada job rotations kan. So macam job rotation, you boleh tengok lain-lain department, lain-lain cara kerja apa semua. So I think that would help me to be a better HR lah, IO kan. So macam I ambil that management trainee program, focusing on doing IO in the end. Tapi along the way dia ada that attachment with the design team.
Oh.
So dekat the design team, somehow I was selected to be attached to them for 3 months. And one of the designers datang jumpa I, tanya how macam mana dia boleh apply psychology into design of cafe. Sebab time tu diorang tengah design a showroom for a cafe. Saya macam tak pernah dengar, tak pernah lah pula orang tanya soalan macam tu kan. Kita pun dekat uni pun tak belajar benda macam tu kan.
Yalah.
So I pun start baca-baca, and then turns out memang banyak teori especially from environmental psychology yang cakap actually how we design an environment boleh affect the behavior and then the emotions of the people inside the environment. So I pun present balik the idea to them, and apa tu, kita pun buat sketch layout apa semua,
Mm.
and then bagi, and somehow along the way jadi that project, and cafe tu betul-betul dihasilkan lah, dibina kan.
Ah.
So macam daripada situ I start masa macam okay, psikologi boleh go into design, sebab I tak pernah baca pun honestly during doing that work pun. I tak aware about design psychology,
Mm.
about anything else lah. Kita pun just focus on that task kan.
Mm-mm.
So lepas tu baru I baca-baca, and sebenarnya design psychology ni is not a big field yet.
Mm-mm. Betul.
So yang paling related at the moment is user experience design.
Mm-hmm.
So user experience design is dia tengok into how users ataupun humans lah kan
Okay.
behave dengan the environment or the product yang kita design tu lah.
Mm.
So I tengok-tengok, oh, and then UX ni sebenarnya mostly related dengan digital, which is app
Uh-huh.
design atau web design. So I rasa macam if I nak go into design psychology betul-betul at this moment,
Mm-hmm.
the best way for me is to go to UX. So I pun start lah
Oh.
belajar apa, macam web design lah, app design kan. I belajar macam kita orang pakai Figma. So belajar sendiri Figma, tengok YouTube, pergi tutorial, baca-baca semua. At
Senang
the
tak?
same time, uh, depends lah. Kalau you rasa, I think untuk younger people yang
Uh,
suka explore app,
tech
benda tu
savvy rasanya okey lah.
agak senang lah. Cuma nak belajar guna tu senang.
Uh,
Nak apply untuk jadi like real designers tu challenging
oh.
lah. Itu memang you have to put in the effort lah, sebab your degree in psychology, nak jadi designer, compete dengan orang lain yang belajar design kan. So that
Okay.
part yang challenging dia lah.
Uh-huh.
Tapi it helps with the degree of psychology lah, sebab the way UX approach is dia buat design, and then dia tengok orang suka tak.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually dia buat tu dia ada dah macam set of guidelines tau.
Mm-hmm.
What is good and what's bad. So semua orang ikut that process.
Okay.
With psychology, kita train untuk look into case by case basis.
Okay.
Macam biasa clinical apa semua, patient datang, patient tak sama.
Uh-huh.
So datang kena dengar cerita dulu baru kita buat kan. So kita approach macam terbalik sikit, tapi our empathy, our understanding of people tu semua boleh pakai dalam UX lah.
Mm-hmm.
Cuma bila nak turn that understanding into design, yang itu people with degree in design or more training in design is much better lah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So itulah I belajar sendiri, and that's how I end up in dalam UI UX lah sekarang ni.
I see. So kan daripada tadi kita duk cakap pasal design psychology.
Yep.
Maybe perhaps you boleh cerita apa yang you understand. What is your understanding about design psychology? And since you dah pernah involved dalam satu project and you relatekan the design dengan psychology itself, yang tu kira macam such a good experience for you lah, kan?
Yep.
Yeah. So a little bit about design psychology from your
Okay.
understanding. Yeah.
From my understanding, sebab design psychology is not a established field lah kira, sebab kalau it's established probably kita dah ada dalam syllabus kita kat Malaysia pun kan. But since dia tak established, tak ada proper definition. Cuma how I would define it is sama je macam any other psychology, is the understanding of human thought and behaviour in product or environment punya design lah. So basically apa relation dia dengan any other subject kita belajar dekat universities. Kalau go into basics cognitive psychology lah, mostly cognitive psychology. Sebab contoh sebab every product ke apa environment kita go into, kita akan perceive it, and then kita akan analyse to see, evaluate lah, macam what is the situation here, kita nak how do we feel, and then like the colours and then the lighting, and then even the social part. Maybe I can give an example of that kejap lagi through the cafe project yang I pernah buat dulu tu.
Okay.
So that is with that understanding of human cognition, kita tahu macam mana orang akan react towards, kita boleh predict how people will react towards that product or
Oh.
environment. Contohnya, bila kita buat satu cafe lah, I cerita pasal cafe sebab
Aha.
that's projek dalam saya boleh cerita. Um, Contohnya, when we see um, bila kita dalam kedai makan contoh
Aha.
bila kita um, there's this one theory from environmental psychology.
Mhm.
Dia cerita macam kalau the more stimulated we are dalam that environment,
Mhm.
kita akan jadi lagi pendek masa kita akan stay dalam environment tu. Contohnya, simply said, kalau tempat tu bising, kita tak nak duduk lama-lama.
Mhm.
So that's one part of it. So that understanding boleh guide kita untuk maybe kalau kita nak orang duduk lama dalam kedai makan tu,
Mhm.
kita either bagi kedai tu banyak cushion untuk senyapkan,
Oh.
letak kapet, boleh jadi kita buat that area tu yalah, play music pun, music in the background pun kita pasang slow-slow.
Aha.
So that is the environment kita design through understanding of psychology.
Aha.
Cuma another lagi interesting thing yang biasanya, I mean, ni kita as psychology trained people
Okay.
probably akan fikir, designers mungkin tak akan fikir. Mungkin trained designers tak
Ah.
terlintas, which is the social part of it.
Aha.
You pernah tengok kedai makan macam you tengok kedai makan banyak-banyak kat food court
Mhm.
contohnya. You
Mhm.
tengok yang ramai orang, kita terus kedai ni mesti sedap sebab ramai orang.
Mhm.
That is purely psychology, purely social psychology, sebab
Mhm.
kita nampak orang tu ramai, kita tak tahu makanan dia sedap, kita tak nampak pun makanan yang dia serve tu.
Aha.
Tapi from social psychology dia, kita dah macam kedai ni sedap.
Aha, betul?
So bila kita design pun, it's kalau design environment interior, kita kalau kedai makan lah, kita fokus on macam mana nak make sure kedai tu nampak macam ramai. I think
Mhm.
like that lah. Itu the application of design psychology lah.
Aha, I see. So, kalau kita boleh kaitkan dengan basic psychology, kan
Yep,
dalam psikologi ni kita bahagi kepada dua, satu basic psychology and then satu lagi applied psychology, kan.
correct.
Kalau kita nak kaitkan dengan basic psychology, dia boleh kaitkan dengan kognitif dan social lah. Ni berdasarkan apa yang I faham.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah,
Alright.
betul.
Kan?
Mostly cognitive. Yeah,
Mostly kognitif.
yeah.
Mhm. So, I rasa macam menarik juga sebab um, bila kita ada ilmu, kita as a psychology student, kita akan belajar tentang basic psychology tu lah, cognitive and social psychology. Kita ada ilmu tentang benda tu. Tapi the designer themselves, they have no idea about that. Right? Maybe benda tu yang apa yang dia design tu dia tak tahu pun benda tu akan affect apa nama orang macam mana, kan.
Yeah, I have to masuk kat situ sebab designers actually they learn about it. Cuma they go
Oh.
by best practices. Usually lah.
I
Dia
see.
tengok kedai ni berjaya sebab dia buat benda ni, dia pun buat benda tu. Macam dapat inspiration from a more successful place lah.
Oh.
So, bila dia berjaya combine idea from kedai A, kedai B, kedai C, nanti eventually they will get to the same conclusion yang kita boleh buat.
Ah,
Beza dia, we might know why.
I
Kita
see.
mungkin ada explanation why.
So the process lah lebih
The
kurang
process, yes. So,
slightly different, kan.
sebab
Aha.
designers ada, I mean, I would say some designers dia punya style is to focus more on aesthetic, macam mana rupa dia.
Hmm.
And aesthetic works as well sebab benda cantik akan attract more people.
Yeah.
Cuma ada other designers yang more human centric lah, user centric. Dia suka tengok macam mana dia punya design boleh affect other people, which is very close, which is UX, which is very close to kita punya thinking as psychology graduates lah.
Aha.
So yang itu, because they have the same approach, dia punya niat dia sama, nak faham user. Cuma because they don't have the degree inside, they might not know how the brain works and why it, where it results in that kind of behavior or something lah.
Mm-hmm.
Macam kita pula kalau psychologist nak jadi designer, macam design psychologist, kita faham user, tapi
Mm-hmm.
kita tak tahu macam mana nak materializekan benda tu. Designer reti.
I
So
see.
when design psychologists and designers work together, usually you will end up with a good product lah.
I see. So macam tadi dah explain macam-macam sangat tentang design psychology kan. What has it
Mhm.
Tapi macam nak tanya soalan ni tapi dia macam dah sedikit terjawab dah tadi. Tapi I tanya je lah Okay,
Okay.
apa berkaitan your job scope UI UX dengan design psychology dengan psychology? Ya.
Okay. Basically, ada separuh dah terjawab, cuma tadi mostly focus on my previous projects, which is not really UI UX lah, sebab UI UX is mainly digital sekarang ni. So I cuba explain in terms of the digital products lah, untuk buat app ataupun website ni.
Okay.
So kaitan dia, for me personally, in my experience, kita as a psychology graduate dulu, kita belajar macam mana kita nak collect data. Is kita nak faham like patient ke atau kita punya employees ke, kita boleh interview lah, buat survey apa semua, data collection tu, and then kita listen to them, empathize kan.
Yes.
Kita tahu apa dia punya needs apa semua, kita tengok juga dia punya background, culture, umur, demographic information dia tu kan. Sebab kita tahu different age group ke, different races ke, different culture, semua akan ada different cognition and behavior as well. So in UX, before kita buat any app ataupun website, kita kena faham, kita tahu kena ada data on who the users are. So contoh, I'm designing a website untuk service rumah orang tua. Okay, nak buat rumah orang tua. Kita automatic dah tahu, okay, most probably the users will be orang tua dengan anak-anak diorang. So it won't be children. So bila kita nak design tu, you have to design for those people lah, maybe with a bigger font, bigger button. And then kalau orang tua yang serve, we know it's not going to be, most likely they are not going to be as tech savvy as the younger people. So make it very simple, click here apa semua. So the button semua akan affected by those understanding of the people. So so macam bila orang tua maybe rabun, so button tak boleh lah kecil, button kena besar. And then again, maybe cultures, if you are servicing your users to most likely to be a certain race, you take Malay, they speak Malay. If you letak your maybe Malay yang tak familiar with English, so don't make your website in English. Don't use like jargon punya terms. That is the user experience side of it. So basically in terms of UX pula, the main understanding is a good UX is apa yang buat user boleh achieve apa yang dia nak buat. Contohnya macam if I go on to Shopee, I want to buy something. If dia habis guna Shopee tu, dia tak berjaya nak buy sebab maybe tak jumpa button add to cart, maybe payment sangkut, that is bad user experience lah. So psychology mungkin boleh help either in helping them betul-betul berjaya beli by maybe making the buttons bigger or something, or maybe boleh reduce that, bila dia tak berjaya beli tu, dia rasa macam ada kita bagi dia offer untuk still tolong dia betulkan apa salah yang tengah-tengah jalan tu ke, maybe tersilap tekan button ke, untuk mudahkan dia. So yeah, things like that lah, macam kaitan psikologi dengan UX.
Tu kita panggil apa, bugs ke? Macam nak update bugs kan, we have to like update.
Yes, bugs tu, that's more on development punya side lah. Kalau sebab side development, bugs ni biasa kita panggil macam something is not working as it's intended. So kita dah, cuma bila design ni, dia before that, what is intended actually.
I see.
Yes.
So kita dah nampak dah macam mana application psychology in UI UX. seperti mana yang Mohsin ceritakan tadi kan.
Mm-hmm.
Jadi sebagai someone yang ada interest yang I would say tinggi juga dalam design psychology. So apa plan you untuk nak increase the awareness, untuk increase the awareness about design psychology to the psychology students maybe?
Yep. So I check my long term goal memang to become design psychologist.
Okay.
Right now still jauh lagi sebab kena ada masters and all.
Mm-hmm.
So but there's really no university kot at this moment. Maybe ada tapi I tak jumpa. I dah cari worldwide. Tak ada
Uh-huh.
satu universiti pun offer design psychology masters.
Oh.
So uh, so in order to get there, I think kena ada ramai des- design people yang design psychology graduate yang into design lah.
Ah.
So yeah, what I feel like macam mana nak tolong orang bagi, I mean this design psychology psychology graduates untuk get into design is think I will have to talk a lot about it lah.
Mm-hmm.
Macam share sebab masa I degree pun I tak pernah tahu, tapi if I knew probably I dah memang suka daripada dulu.
Uh-huh.
So sebab it's interesting and especially in this digital world that we are in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Kita ramai je masa undergraduate students buat study macam how apps, how TikTok affects your behaviour,
Yeah.
how yang addiction apa semua kan.
Yeah,
You would know about it.
I'm currently
Yeah.
in it.
So kita ada psychology graduates dah ada that mindset macam okay, this digital world ada effect on our behaviour and
Mm-hmm.
cognition, on our psychology. So maybe just a little bit more to that, diorang boleh be interested in designing that a good software yang bagus untuk psychology. Maybe they can look into ergonomics, maybe they can go into UI UX as well. So I think I adalah macam plan apart from talking about it, maybe nak kena share the basics of Figma yang I cakap tadi, software tu
Mm-hmm.
to psychology graduates, and maybe sebab okay, there's also another part of UX which is UX research.
Mm-hmm.
Yang I cakap tadi, collect data, nak tahu siapa user tu, that is purely research. I feel like that's something yang psychology graduates dah memang boleh buat.
Mm-hmm.
But we collect data all the time, we interview people all the time, we know how to ask the right questions. So that kind of skill psychology graduates memang ada. I think at least memang I rasa 60-80% dah memang familiar buat benda-benda macam tu kan. It's just that diorang tak ada exposure into doing UX research. So bila nak pergi, kalau diorang kata nak apply pun, bila dia tanya apa experience you buat survey in terms of software, tak pernah buat. So I think at this moment I'm working closely with my I mean not yet closely lah, but still in the talks with my lecturers from UIA. Maybe eventually macam those students nak buat FYP or thesis kan, they can start collecting data on software development. Tapi in terms of psychology, macam mana lah. Sebab as designers, bila kita nak buat, contohnya nak buat ada selection lah. Sama ada buat drop down. You familiar dengan term ni? Macam drop down, bila you tekan and then ada list of things and you select satu.
Oh, okay.
You have to drop down kan. Yeah, and then we have jenis macam toggles ke, toggles ni yang bila you click dia tukar page kan, on off lah apa semua tu kan. So those are all selections. Tapi tak banyak resource yang kata yang mana yang users ataupun the humans are familiar with, yang mana yang paling good user experience, yang mana diorang akan rate the best, yang mana lagi kena dengan our, I mean cognitive, we call it mental models, benda-benda macam tu. And then lagi kurang is the difference between you designing a software for global users dengan Malaysian users. There's already a difference of culture and the psychology of Malaysian and compared to other countries. So that kind of approach belum ada lagi lah. That is for me, that is where design psychology can really contribute lah. And yang I boleh terfikir lagi, maybe the difference in personality. You tahu mostly your users are this kind of personality. Maybe ada different design for different personalities. Maybe, and that because I haven't seen anyone exploring that yet. So kalau tu boleh jadi um, FYP students, maybe lecturers pun jadi aware, and eventually akan ada bidang design psychology, akan ada new subjects dalam universiti-universiti kita.
Interesting.
And so that's how it's going to be like big lah kalau nak jadi betul-betul.
I see. So kita perlukan ramai pioneer lah dalam design psychology.
Yeah, memang sangat-sangat lah. Sebab I mean there's also that reality yang psychology graduates susah dapat kerja sekarang in terms of psychology itself. So macam daripada dia just ambil any other jobs yang tak ada kaitan langsung, yang ini macam lari tapi sebenarnya tak ada lari sangat. You still apply all your knowledge from psychology, so better be doing something like this lah. Or maybe we have several lah, macam design boleh jadi, marketing boleh jadi, any field yang deal dengan humans lah basically.
Ya, betul. Sebab tu orang kata psikologi ni sangat sangat mesra manusia. Tak sure siapa kata, tapi I yang kata kot. dia macam ni lah. Macam okay, untuk siapa yang undergrad, yang freshly graduate from psychology ke, ataupun yang planning yang tak ada planning nanti bila dah habis grad psychology, tak ada planning nak pergi mana, I rasa you banyak sangat benda yang boleh explore. Sebab psychology ni benda yang relate dengan human being. You just need to develop your own skills. What kind of skills? Maybe macam contoh macam kalau Mohsin sendiri in designing UI UX and what not, right? Kalau I rasa programming pun boleh je kot kan, kalau orang nak defer ke sana kan.
Boleh explore lah, sebab as long as you buat something untuk humans, ada je ruang untuk psikologi kan. I ada share baru ni dekat, I was invited to share dengan juniors dekat UIA. Kita tahu like to become a psychologist tu you need a master's degree kan. So daripada awal we should have the mindset macam, if I want to really apply psychology, I need something else. It doesn't have to be a degree, a master's degree in psychology. Boleh juga you ambil short course dalam design, boleh ambil short course dalam marketing. Sebab you have to specialize into something. Our degree mostly is general kan. Kita belajar semua benda, so kita tak focus on anyone. So kalau kita nak betul-betul explore, boleh banyak lagi options, tapi we have to accept yang kena ambil extra step tu lah untuk develop our own skills.
Skills lah yang penting sebenarnya. So kalau sesiapa yang berminat untuk nak masuk dalam design psychology ke, boleh lah nak contact you kan? Boleh kan?
For sure. From my LinkedIn.
I can drop your LinkedIn account dekat you know, dekat video ni.
Sure boleh.
Siapa yang interested nak tahu lebih tentang design psychology, ataupun nak buat FYP tentang design psychology, and even nak pursue dalam UI UX design pun, I rasa boleh lah you reach out Mohsin. Sebab I tak nampak lagi so far lah. So I rasa you seorang je yang macam pioneer dalam design psychology ni tau, yang betul-betul interested dengan design psychology lah. Selain tu I tak nampak lagi lah yang dekat Malaysia ni.
Adalah jumpa juga, tapi I yang bising.
Faham. You yang paling bising lah. Bagus lah sebab create awareness kan dekat orang kan. So I think that is all for now. I harap apa yang you share, yang you kongsikan dalam episod kali ni dapat membuka mata audience kita pada hari ni untuk not only to look psychology to one pathway, tapi sebenarnya ada banyak pathway yang kita boleh masuk kan psychology, especially dia you know, kita ni relate dengan human, banyak berkait dengan human. And then I rasa itu sajalah kot. Thank you so much for your apa nak cakap ni? Thank you so much sebab sudi nak jadi speaker kita dalam episod kali ni. And
Thank
thank
you
you so
for
much for your
inviting.
time. Sure, no problem. And insyaAllah untuk episod akan datang, maybe kita akan bincang banyak lagi branches of psychology. Kita akan cerita tentang kognitif, kita akan cerita tentang IO, dan cerita tentang apa lagi? Macam-macam lagi lah branch dalam psikologi, so that kita sedar sebenarnya banyak cabang dalam psikologi ni, especially kalau siapa yang nak pursue psikologi yang baru nak masuk degree undergrad dalam psikologi, tapi tak tahu hala tuju. Macam nak masuk psikologi, minat psikologi, tapi tak tahu, tak ada hala tuju. So bolehlah share video ni, share podcast ni dekat kawan-kawan yang you nampak dia ada interest dalam psikologi. So thank you again, Mohsin. Alright, I think that's all for now. I hope this video is beneficial to you guys, and kalau korang rasa ia bermanfaat, tolong share and like, share and subscribe untuk untuk episod-episod yang akan datang. Alright, that's all. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye. Selamat Raya.
Okay, selamat raya.